I love this channel right here. TrappUniversity is probably one of my favorite channels to watch on stream. One of the GOATs. I don't know. I'm gonna just get into this. Everybody can't be a rapper. Let's see what he's talking about in this. Oh my God, ad? No way.
Disclaimer. I know everybody in the hood is not trying to be a rapper, but way too much of the hood is. If you want to rap, cool, but make sure you blow up before you turn 30. I'm gonna have to be the one to say what your homie don't want to tell you. Rapping is a young man's game, and for all you conscious lyrical rappers, listen, I have no problem with you rapping.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Ain't nobody trying to hear the boom bap, motherfucking Kendrick, J. Cole, Jid. That's already outplayed, and those are at the level that they're at because they've been doing it for so long. Boom bap rap is out of there, and definitely needs to be some young. The only people that really blow up now are people that are like 14, 15, 16. So if you got rap dreams and you above the age of 19, you might as well just wrap it up, buddy. Not gonna lie, you're not making it.
Rapping about something positive, but that's not always what the kids in the hood want to hear. The white kids in the suburbs.
Yeah, kids want to hear fuck. That's what they want to hear. They want to hear somebody. Whenever you think about them, they want their aura to sound like this. They want King Vons. They don't want positivity. Don't uplift the community. Keep us in the shackles of negativity and anger and perishness.
Don't even want to hear it half the time. But the fact that we have young gospel rappers doing more views than 99% of all of the guys trying to make it in, it only further proves that this is a young man's game. I would say that you got about the same odds to make it as a rapper as you do to make it in the NBA, but that's just not true. You can make it in a sport like the NBA or NFL just by being able to play a role. A big man that doesn't score can make it in the NBA if he just has a defensive presence on the court, whether that presence is rebounds, blocks, or just simply being able to disrupt the offense. And it's not much different in the NFL. But what guys in the hood ain't?
This said you're more likely to make it in a sport than as a rapper. Or the NBA, bro, you gotta be minimum 6'3" to get into the NBA, and that's like top 3% of humans. You're not just gonna come out the womb blessed being 6'3". If you're below 6'2", you might as well just kiss your hoop dreams goodbye. It don't matter how good you can shoot, dribble, defend, dunk. Like, it don't matter how athletic you are. If you're not tall enough, you're not making it. And most people are not tall enough. Most people can speak, though. You don't even need to speak English. You can learn another language, rap in that language, blow up there before you ever think about going to the NBA.
Being a rapper is being a content creator. Now, this guy I'm about to mention, I know he fell off, and some people might consider him the worst rapper of all time, but Lil Pump understood this very well. During his run from 2015 to 2018, this man made sure he was seen. And before he did music, he would have people just record him being stupid in school. He turned himself into a meme that started rapping. He even trolled the fact that he went to a school called Harvard and mixed it with the persona of being an idiot to tell people that he dropped out of a school called Harvard, like the college. We got guys that have been rapping for 10 years and have only appeared in 5 music.
Lil Pump really the GOAT. I'm not gonna lie. Like, of the SoundCloud era and all that, like 2016, I was always listening to D-Rose. I was literally at the skating rink, skating around, just talking about something. I'm a rip, I feel like D-Rose, pop force, and I feel like hero. So man, like, no bullshit. Lean got me feeling, and my auntie out P-Road. That's like one of the most monumental moments for SoundCloud. That's the thing that kept me on SoundCloud, but rather than going to Apple Music or Spotify. I'm Spotify K, I'm Apple Music K. I'm not gonna lie. I'm SoundCloud only. You get the best unreleased on there. You get the best artists. You get Osama Son. You get O Santa. You get everybody underground. Nespin. Everybody that's underground on SoundCloud. You don't get that on Apple Music or Spotify.
Music videos. If nobody knows you, you can't build anticipation for your next song. Youngboy, in his first 2 years being active for real in music, appeared in 25 videos. Just in 2 years, 25 music videos. There are millions of people who love his music, just like there's millions of people who think he's trash. One thing they can all agree on is that they've seen him. In the SoundCloud era, most rappers understood this, but still 99% of the guys that want to rap just put off shooting videos to, I don't know, record a mixtape. I know several people that rap, and I've been telling them for years that without music videos, it's pointless. Remember, these kids don't care about you spending 10 hours in the studio to make an album with no visuals. Did you know 6ix9ine went platinum 16 times? 16. He thinks because he was a talented rapper.
That's why 6ix9ine, bro. I'm telling y'all, bro. These that came up with the gimmicks and they did the looks first before they put the boom bap rap. Like, the that just came to vibe, bro. That's why I like Cardi so much. Cause when Cardi came on the scene, first thing he did was, ooh, my tummy hurt. My tummy hurt. My tummy hurt. Man, and he was talking about, I ain't anything but he broke. Boys, like they always knew that visuals were king. It don't matter how good you sound. I can find somebody that sounds just like you, but they're doing backflips off the Eiffel Tower. That shit was really gonna get somebody into somebody's mind. Drake was on Degrassi before he became a rapper. Like they don't know. Not everybody can do this for real, like me.
Okay. See, a guy like Drake started off with a machine behind him. His connection with the Prince family got his music to Lil Wayne, who was the biggest rapper in the world at the time. And also Drake came out in the era before people were even filming their own music videos. So he didn't have to become a social media character. But since 2014, pretty much you absolutely have to. Lil Durk was part of the Chirac media frenzy in early 2010, so he secured his spot. Chief Keef was shooting low-quality music videos on dirty mattresses and trap houses since 2011, and this allowed him to be visible and upgrade and shoot music videos in his mansion.
Man,
if you don't have a camera
stuff,
or a cameraman, you better just use your phone. Your phone shoots in 4K too. Just do it. You got guys out here. PC memory filled to the brim, 3 terabytes full of unreleased songs, and they still only managed to shoot one video a year, if that. Look at Soulja Boy, bro. He fell off musically, yeah, but as a character on the internet, he'll probably last forever. Once his music stopped selling, he would just sit at his house and shoot music.
Hey, Soulja, man, Soulja really one of them ones. He a character through and through. Character through and through. Drake! That made him a staple on the internet, bro. Literally, man. Yeah, big Draco, bro. The biggest Draco. He the biggest.
Music videos while he was smoking. I remember hearing a guy tell me that booking shows at clubs when nobody knows you is how you get on, and I've seen guys drop hella music with no idea what SEO is. For instance, why do a lot of YouTubers use clickbait or over-the-top titles and thumbnails? It's because the idea is to get someone that doesn't know who you are to still watch your content.
Yeah, that's why. That's why I be clickbaiting. That's exactly why I be clickbaiting.
Audience, why wouldn't they scroll past you and listen to an artist they know? And also, stop paying other people to promote you. Name one successful rapper that made it off promo. When rappers fall off.
Hey, actually, okay. So what he's not really like. I mean, what he don't know is that The Weeknd came up. He came up off of singing on the streets. I know that's a 1 in 5 billion chance of that happening, but he was literally just singing on the street, and he blew up off that. So Abel, he one of them ones. Abel is 101. He was singing, when it's time, it don't matter. On the street, he got picked up, and now he's one of the biggest to ever do it on the planet Earth. It's crazy.
They charge people for promo knowing that it's not going to get you nowhere. The best promo you can get is a cosign from another famous musician, and if the famous musician knows who you are, then you don't need the promo. And let's get to the part that's going to make some people mad. Once you get past 25 years old, you are on a timer. You have about 5 years to blow up before you become unrelatable. Nothing breaks my heart more than to see a 35-year-old man say he's working on his music. Guys that age make way more money just being YouTubers. Why? Because content and having some type of visual is a much better option. When I was 16, the coolest rappers to me were rappers my age. Yeah, I listened to a few older guys, but they had already made it, and you couldn't help but hear them. But if I was going to listen to an underground rapper with no deal, it was going to be a guy my age. And you just generally have more...
Yeah, I was up in the crib listening to DDG talking about some, on that same shit. Broke boy spent his last dollar on that lamp. Like, I'm literally playing 2K17, blasting Da Vinci by DDG. That was like one of my top played songs in the 6th or 7th grade. And he only a couple of years older than me. And he's just straight flexing. Like, I thought that was the shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Energy and free time to rap when you're still a kid. You don't pay no bills. Mom making you dinner. All you gotta do is go to school. But just don't be 30 years old, no job, your girl paying all the bills, and you keep telling her that you're trying to blow up on this rap shit. Like, come on, man. You gotta at least have a job, bro. There's too many guys sitting around eating all the kids' fruit snacks, your girl paying for your haircut, calling your mom asking, can you hold 40? And you still reminiscing on what you should have did with that PPP money. And this is not just an epidemic in the hood. I seen dudes in the suburbs too. No job, no money, just trying to rap. And listen, dedicating all your time to your craft is an admirable thing. But listen, man, when I was barely pulling in 2,000 views on YouTube, you damn right I was working and begging for overtime. I gotta pay the bills, right? I wanted to move out of my mom's house when I was 18 because I didn't want her to have to take care of a grown-ass man. I didn't have a plan that year, but the next year, once I realized that colleges would just let anybody in, I left and went to college, and I ain't lived in my mama's house since. I've always had a dream, but I understood that I still need money in the meantime. You're not just gonna get rich, bro. But it took me even longer to understand the importance of content. Being in people's face. Yeah, y'all can't see my face, but you hear my voice at least 3 times a week. Just think about that. I remember trying my hand at rapping and only hanging around other guys that rap, and they spend months making one tape, then they spend the next 2 years just waiting for it to gain traction. You gotta be the one to give it traction. It's not easy, but it's even harder when you don't understand the game. If you're getting too close to 30 and you still rapping, but haven't got 1 million views, just start reviewing other people's music on YouTube, bro. It's people.
Hey, he really spitting. He really spitting. At a certain point, you got it. With content, bro, you can make content at any age. You could be on your deathbed making content. But when it comes to something like music, when people start finding out how old you are, case in point, when you get to a certain age. Hold on, there's this dude named Dame Dot. I mess with his music heavy. This is 34 years old. His old is rapping about heart emojis and walking down like he's not about to touch 40 years old.
They got rich off that. And if you're a young guy, I repeat, do not drop all of your videos on somebody else's channel. You got guys that did 1 million views on the video man's channel, but didn't make $1 off it or get a deal because what is 1 million views that you can't capitalize off of? Now, blowing up and staying relevant are 2 different things, obviously, and guys don't always know how to do both, but Famous Dex, he fell off because he got too comfortable, but in 2017, by that time, he had made it to be on the same level as Lil Uzi. How? Well, if you were older than 12 by 2016, you remember that he was dropping a new music video every week. He became a character in popular culture, and it really is that simple. Saying you're gonna let your music speak for itself means nothing if nobody heard it, right? I'm just being real like your homie should have been when you asked him what he think about your music. Every time one of my homies or even a stranger brought up music, from my friends back home to the white kids I work with in college, I told them the same thing: shoot music videos. And I understand that some of you guys out there prefer the very lyrical rappers and don't really care about a visual, but it's not enough for y'all to pay these guys bills. Let's keep it real, man. Listening to music is a much simpler experience than trying to watch a 15-minute video. And I know a lot of the old heads hate this, but the least complicated songs get the most views. Baby Shark is the most viewed song on YouTube.
God damn.
15 million views. Views from kids who can't even talk. Despacito is number 2. Half of y'all that was listening to it don't even speak Spanish.
Telling you.
Style, when it came out, was averaging 9 million views
First
a day.
First video to hit 1 billion too.
How many of y'all thought Despacito was a Mexican song, man? Raise your hand. They from Puerto Rico. Look, I'm not trying to down you or crush your dreams. If you under 30, continue rapping. If you 30 and up, hey man, listen, if I had hoop dreams, bro, by 30, I have to realize that if I ain't made it to the NBA, I'm not gonna make it. There's other ways you can achieve your dream.
Nah, f that. Keep hooping. If you got hoop dreams, you 33 years old, keep hooping. Don't ever let nobody tell you that you have to stop hooping. If you the same age as LeBron James, LeBron's in the NBA. Why can't you make it into the NBA? You 33, you 46, doesn't matter. Keep on hooping, keep dunking on the LA Fitness. What are you talking about?
Right. You got rappers that stopped rapping and became YouTubers or vloggers or something that made more than they ever did off music. I'm just being real with you. Again, like your homie should have been when you asked him about your mixtape. Don't take this too hard, man. I'm your friend, right? Just look at me as your big cousin that's telling you the truth, man. That's all. Thanks for watching.
Nah, it's way too many yes men. He's spitting though. Way too many yes men. Everybody can't be a rapper. Eve St. Larry on all platforms. Check out the Twitch, link in the description. Appreciate you for watching the video.